Morning, 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 people. I see y'all already in here doing the chat thing. Good to see everybody. So, dang, y'all already have a whole chat going for like 30 minutes. That's pretty cool. So, we have Andre in here. Good morning, Andre. Good morning, Solitude. Holly, Cheryl, Slim Life, Antoinette, Bankhead in here. We got Amy, everybody. We got the usual suspects are all popping in. So y'all know today's not a court day, right? Ms. Boyd, Ebony Grant, good morning. Y'all know today is not a court day. So we're just popping in here. We're just going to talk a little bit, keep our routine going, talk about some different topics. I was able to locate an inventory of everything that the police seized from Thug. I don't know if y'all have seen this inventory or not, but we're going to take a look at this, y'all. There's a lot here. Now, I do want y'all to maybe help me out here because I am not an expert in civil asset forfeiture. That is to say that though I do have this inventory, I'm not 100% sure that everything here is Thugs or exactly how that works. So we're going to take a look at this stuff. But, I don't want to say take it with a grain of salt because we are sure, or I'm pretty sure that much of this is Thug stuff. I did see this. I saw this list on X. I don't remember where. I would love to give that person credit. I saw it on X. Somebody had posted. They didn't post the list, I don't think, but they posted the case number, and then I was able to find the list. Y'all, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot. And we'll talk about whatever y'all want to talk about this morning. Talk about how Love slid in the fact she wanted to seize his property during the plea deal. Yeah, we'll definitely get into that. Maybe we should just start with watching that. Let me see here because I did make a video about that here. Y'all can see all of the videos here. Let me see here. Where did we have that? Okay, I think
so they can make sure they hear you talking.
First time
I think I put it here. Somewhere. Let me see.
And we are back. Thank you for watching.
This is
Go ahead and hit that like button, y'all.
This is where we're talking about
a lighthearted video. I think you'll find it.
What do y'all think? Was this the watch, y'all?
Hit the like button. It helps us out.
Was this the watch?
Because it helps us. Now, you can see from the coming up from that first.
All right, we'll watch that in a sec. Let me find where Miss Love talked about seizing his assets. Give me a sec here. I gotta go through all these videos. I'm gonna let this one just play with the officer while I look.
So they can make sure they hear you talking.
First time
while I look for the other video. Do y'all think that was the same watch or what?
And we are back.
I can't imagine that they would do
watching. That. Go ahead and hit that like button, y'all. This is going to be a lighthearted
That's
video.
What it looks like.
I think you'll find it interesting either way.
Yeah, y'all do hit the like
button.
Please.
It helps us out, and it helps you because it
hit
helps
the like
us.
Button.
Now, you can see from the coming up from that first little couple of clips what this video is about. Thug's missing watch and maybe even watches. There's some people who think they've spotted them, y'all. As you can see from the My Mixtapes tweet, some people think they found Thug's missing Richard Millet, and it might be on the arm of a testifying Fulton County cop, y'all. This is crazy, but as you're going to see, I took a snapshot of this image.
Check this out.
Put it into ChatGPT.
So I put this in ChatGPT, y'all. I put this directly into ChatGPT in order to, I just took a snapshot, like a screen print of the watch, and I put in ChatGPT, and I just said, look, you can see the question that I placed here. You can see the direct question that I asked ChatGPT.
I asked ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, what do you think? What kind
of watch does this appear to be?
And you can see what the answer from ChatGPT is. So what this video is gonna be, it's gonna be all of
And
the video that
ChatGPT
has to
says
do
it appears
with
to
this
be a
missing
Richard
watch.
Mille. Now, why would that cop wear that watch? Why would you wear a watch that appears to be a Richard Mille? You know what I'm saying? Why would you wear a watch that appears to be a Richard Mille that day? You know what I'm saying? That's my question. Y'all, they seized a lot from Thug. First, I just want to watch the part where Love asks about the seizure, and then we'll get into all of the stuff. I do have a list here, and it's extensive. I mean, you can imagine that that Thug would have a lot at his house, right? So see, he changed the band. So I don't think this watch was white though. I really don't think that the watch that we see. I put it. Let me show you where I zoomed in on it. This guy really liked rubbing his hands together, y'all. This guy, first of all, check out Abate. He's over here like researching. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this whole little sequence. This was interesting to me, actually. Let's just take a look at this.
Thank you, Detective Sorno.
So this is where Doug Weinstein is gonna ask the detective about the watch. Okay, we'll just watch this first.
Detective, that's all the jewelry that was seized right there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you look through that and tell me if there is a Richard Mille or Mille, M-I-L-L-E, RM055 Bubba Watson white ceramic watch? It's pretty distinctive as it's white ceramic, so that might help your search.
Okay, I mean, I see a Richie Miller, but only it's a pink one. I don't see a white one.
I want you to confirm that there is no white one in there, just so you're certain.
You might need more space than that.
Yeah, there's not a white one in here.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need. I have no more questions. Good afternoon. I'm Doug Weinstein. I represent Mr. Kendrick. How are you?
All right, y'all. So he just asked about this white Bubba Watson, right? Some people have said this watch is worth over $1 million. You know, I did a quick Google. I Googled it, and it looks like it's probably worth somewhere between $300,000 to $400,000, which is quite a lot of money, but it's certainly not $1.3 million. So now we're gonna watch Abate, and Abate's like, "Yo, let me look and see about this watch."
Good. I want to make sure. Can you put up that exhibit that should?
Now, a lot of times you see this stuff on Twitter, so you know. I certainly cannot claim credit for having seen all this. In fact, when I'm on these live streams, I'm zoned out a lot of times and I don't even see much of this stuff. So, you know, if you put this on Twitter and if I grab this from you, I would give you credit. I need to start writing people's name down because I really do like to point out the people who originally post this stuff. So apologies. I'll do better.
Shows the overhead. Thank you.
So this is Abate looking up the watch.
You can charge Max for that.
Y'all, hold up.
Would you point out again where you first saw Mr. Kendrick?
Hold up. Is this a Google search he's doing? Is that a Google search or is he looking in inventory?
Thank you.
It's not quite, y'all. It's not clear to me. It's not clear to me that Abate's looking at a Google search. It might, yeah, it probably is a Google search.
You can charge Max for that. Would you point out again where you first saw Mr. Kendrick?
So Abate is going to take a picture. Y'all, is that a Google search or is that inventory? Okay, now this is something that never jumped out to me until right now. I can't tell. Is he looking at a Google search for the watch? Or is he looking at what should be in? Yes, Steven, that's the question. Or Stefan. However I'm supposed to pronounce it, you let me know. Stefan. Yeah, he looks like he's looking at inventory. I always imagined this was a Google search, so he's like, hey, what does that watch look like I did? But it looks like he's looking at inventory. Morning, Terrell. That is a little different, isn't it? Because if he's looking at inventory, that means that they actually did seize the watch. Like, in other words, it wasn't just that Thug misplaced it, or, you know, there would be no question as to whether or not they seized it. Y'all, this is crazy. If that's an inventory, if that's not Google, if that's inventory, that would mean that they actually have it in their possession. But Detective, Storno said, this is everything we seized, and it's not in the bag. That's crazy. Y'all, we just truth sleuthed. Miss Lily, we just truth sleuthed. I'm going to back it up a little bit.
Thank you. You can charge Max for
That
that.
doesn't look like a Google search to me, but you can't tell.
Would
though.
you point out
But
again
it
where
does kind of look like a bunch of images of the same thing from my perspective. It looks like a bunch of white watches.
you
that I'm
first
seeing.
saw Mr. Kendrick?
So, but how does it pop out like that? That's my question. Like, usually, if you're doing a Google search, it'll pop up in the Google window. But is he using a Mac? For all of my Mac users, is he using a Mac, and is this how it comes up when you do a search? For all my Mac users, because dear woke Christian, good morning, sir. So for all my Mac users, I'm not a Mac user, so I don't know if this is how things pop up on the Mac. So that would be a question. But it does at least tentatively look like he might be doing a review of the inventory that they should have in their possession. And if that's the case, this would be pretty strong evidence that the watch was at least misplaced. Yeah, y'all, please do hit the like button, y'all. We just hear pocket watching Thug a little bit this morning. You know, somebody with tens of millions of dollars. We just pocket watching. We're going to get into a list of everything they seized from Thug here shortly. We just kind of letting people stream in a little. And we are looking at Abate, and he is either looking at some kind of search. Let me see. I have a Mac. I check the images on the computer or file pics in a folder. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Now, again, I went back and I did this zoom in on my computer, but I originally saw that somebody else had on X, and I wish I knew who it was. Sorry. Again, I'll do better writing people's names down so I can give people credit. So I saw on X somebody was like, yo, Abate's checking out the watch. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that post just so we can shout that person out. So I went back on my own computer and I just zoomed in myself, right? And I never thought, though, that he might be looking at inventory until right now. I always thought he did a Google search, because that's what I did. I was like, oh, let me see what that watch looks like. I figured Abate was just like, hey, what's that watch look like? You know, because you're kind of curious. It was a very specific thing that Weinstein said. But now if we conclude he's looking in a folder with images that they, and if you look at this, it does kind of like, who would take a picture of an expensive watch with this just random black background and with the watch off to the side a little bit? No, he didn't take a screenshot. He took a picture with his phone. We're going to see that in a sec. He took a picture with his phone.
Can you turn the other way so that you
Look.
can kind of be facing the jersey?
Oh my gosh, y'all. What if they stole? I mean, I know I put stole in the, on the thumbnail. Kind of, I put stole on thumbnail. I'm being a little bit provocative, y'all. I'm being provocative. Abate is literally showing the world, like, yeah, we have this somewhere.
So they can make sure
crazy.
they hear you talking.
First time I saw him, he was
He took a
somewhere
picture.
over here, I believe.
Okay, thank you. Did you see Mr. Kendrick exit the house?
No.
Yo, this
Okay.
is so
Okay.
wild.
And you can be seated. I don't believe I have any more questions that require you to stand.
Let me see if I can find the person
and
who originally.
Did I also hear you say that Mr. Kendrick was not armed when you apprehended
Yes.
him? Okay. Do you remember him telling you that he was scared
No.
and wanting his mom?
I remember him calling his mom.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
y'all.
you.
So Abate looks at the watch. That definitely does
I have
like
no
a
more
file
questions.
folder,
All right.
more so than
Uh,
I mean,
Ms.
it
Shardy,
could be a Google search, but
questions? All right, any redirect?
we have people
Okay,
here
thank you for
saying
your time.
they
You
have
may
a
step
Mac, and
down,
that's
call your
how the
next
files
witness.
come up. So then I'm gonna fast forward to this cop. Well, let me let it
guy
go.
chemist Lowry.
M.E.
This guy loves rubbing his hands together, y'all. Like the type of hand rub where if I had a $500,000 watch on my arm and I'm out and I'm particularly around the fairer, the other gender, I'm gonna be all like this, No, what is it? Left hand. Hey, yeah. So I what do I do? Well, I'm a YouTuber. Sometimes I talk about the Young Thug case, Did you see my watch? That's how my man is. My man is like, oh, you're gonna see the watch. You definitely gonna see the watch, y'all. It's not the same one though, y'all. It's not white. This watch is definitely not white. Look at homie with that hand rub. We're gonna zoom in a sec, y'all.
Good morning.
And where are you employed?
The Atlanta Police Department.
And how long have you been employed with APD?
Coming up 6 years.
All right. And what unit are you presently assigned to?
Presently, I'm assigned to Zone 3 Day Watch.
All right. Going back to March 2022, what unit were you assigned to?
Zone 3 Evening Watch.
All right. And what were the hours of Zone 3 Evening Watch?
3 p.m. to 11 p.m.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna zoom in. It's
Can you tell
coming
the
up.
jury some of your responsibilities and what your role was at Zone 3 Evening Watch?
As an officer, you just there to protect, serve,
Okay, let's watch.
patrol,
This is my
answer
zoom.
911 calls, help out citizens, make sure everybody's safe and okay.
Okay. Turning your attention to March 14th, 2022. Did you respond to a call
Wait
at
for
Windsor
it.
Street and I-20 ramp?
I did.
All right. What was the
Wait
nature
for
of the
it.
call?
It was a signal. Well, it was a person shot call that came up.
What do y'all think? I'm gonna say this, y'all. This is either a real or a fake Richard Mille, but it's not a Richard Mille. Y'all feel me? Do y'all feel me? This is either a real Richard Mille or it's a fake Richard Mille, but it's definitely a form of Richard. It's a Richard Mille form watch. Now, I do not believe this is the same white watch. I could be wrong. It could be a different band on it. It definitely has a similar form factor, but this to me seems to be like a more of a brass color than a white color, just from my perspective. Just from my perspective, it looks to be more of a, I don't know, brass. I mean, some kind of brass to gold in that range. It doesn't look to be like just a plain white watch. Okay. But this definitely is in the Richard Mille universe of style. Okay. It's in the Richard Mille universe of style. And homie just keeps rubbing his hands together and making this like a thing. He keeps rubbing his hands together. Like, I don't get it.
Okay. And when you responded, were you alone or were you with a partner?
Okay,
I was
this
by
boy
myself.
says fake.
Now, when you arrived, do you recall what time you arrived?
All right.
I would say,
So he's rubbing his
And
hands
what did
together
you
one
do?
more time.
and I seen a vehicle, and I was just figured that it would just stop at the red light.
Y'all, is this a nervous tick though? Is this a nervous tick? The fact that you have this thing on and you keep, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't remember seeing anybody else do it. It's stainless steel corner store, Richard. You know, at the end of the day, it is a Richard Mille style. Yeah, the Birdman hand rub. By the way, y'all, I'm gonna give this person some shine. I don't know that I saw this here, but I had to look up somebody and give them some credit. So Danielle, Danielle, DANIELL 2314 on X. Maybe this is where I saw it. I don't know, but I saw it in a somebody like this had posted it. So we'll just give Danielle the shine for that. All right, y'all. So let's go over to take a look real quick at where Miss Love, where she mentioned that they wanted to take Thug's assets, and then we will look at the list that I was able to find of everything that they seized, and it is quite a lot. It's more than I thought, and even when I go back and look at what they took, you know, I'm like, dang, I didn't even see that the first time. So they got your boy for quite a bit. They got your boy for quite a bit. But let's first take a look at where Miss Love is trying to seize his assets. So give me a quick second. Okay.
In addition to the sentence we are asking that the court to impose.
Okay.
Stipulation.
That's me talking.
And you're also going to hear how Judge Whitaker may be kind of limiting Thug's ability to perform, his ability to even make money.
Right quick. Can I hit the like button, please?
On maybe his First Amendment right to freedom of expression. So I really want y'all to get into that in the comments and let me know. We're going to show what she says, and we're also going to show a reaction from another channel that's really, really popular. And finally, we're going to get at the end, we're going to get into DA Love trying to take Young Thug's property. We have some idea what they may have seized. We don't know exactly, but at the end of this video, we're going to go over what we could find.
See, y'all. I got
Guilty plea.
I got to find it.
I want you to try to be more of the solution and less of the problem. All right.
Okay, here we go.
Mention, because I know you do travel all over in
All
order
right, let's just let it load up.
Pursue your career, that it's permissible for your probation to be, I think is where this one would go. Those are just the time periods.
And Your Honor, the state, in addition to the sentence we are asking that the court to impose, we would also be asking the court to require or to forfeit, have defendant forfeit all of the property that has been seized and that is currently being held, that was found or recovered or taken from his home after it was searched on May 9th.
Do you have any kind of list of what that property is? I mean, I'm not familiar with what was seized.
And Your Honor, we're
We
not
do,
agreeing.
Oh, I know. I mean, I assume y'all aren't agreeing to anything.
We're not
You
agreeing
would
to that.
present it as a negotiated plea.
We're not, but we do have a list of the
All right.
property items.
Do you have it where available?
So, y'all, I have, and I think others, we have really theorized that DA Love, there's some kind of social interpersonal thing with her that seems off. There's some kind of social interpersonal thing with DA Love that seems off. Now, my understanding is that DA Love has bachelor's degrees in, I don't know, mathematics or science or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have every reason to believe she's a highly intelligent woman. People disagree with this, but it is my firm conviction DA Love is very, very, very intelligent. But, And I mean book smarts. I think she's got it. But there seems to be a certain interpersonal type of thing that she's missing. There's a certain kind of what people might call soft skills, right? It just seems to me like there's a interpersonal thing that is overridden by her desire to sometimes to get her way or to punish or to whatever the case may be. And to me, this is a great example of, just wrong place, wrong time. It just seems obviously wrong that she would bring up during a criminal plea, that she would bring up a civil asset forfeiture during a criminal plea when it is not part, and it apparently was not part of any kind of plea negotiations. If they had been talking about these assets as part of the plea negotiations, and if this were, part and parcel to the plea, then you can kind of understand it. She would say, Your Honor, we also discussed the asset forfeiture, so I'd like to introduce that. It would kind of make sense if this was part of the whole plea universe that they were talking about, the kinds of things that could and couldn't happen. I could get it, right? Your Honor, also, just so that you know, during these plea negotiations, we were back and forth about the assets that we seized. They were willing to allow us to retain X. We wanted to retain Y. Your Honor, I'd like for you to take that into consideration. That would make perfect sense to me. But if you weren't talking about this was not part of the conversation, you wonder why would a person with soft skills and with, just a person who, why would you throw this out there right now? Because if anything, it looks like it's making you, it makes you look like you're trying to take advantage of the situation unjustifiably. And so while I will defend my opinion that DA Love is very, very intelligent, I would love to communicate. If I had a court case, I would talk to her about all of my stuff because she knows her stuff. But having her represent me, I would be scared because she just jumps out there with a lot of this. It just seems like she doesn't have the touch. Brian Steele, on the other hand, is like a master of the touch, of the soft touch. You know what I'm saying? He's just a master of it. So I'm ranting a little bit, but I'm just perplexed why she would have brought this up right now when it has nothing to do with anything. It's just going to make her look bad. And there was not any chance that she was going to get her way because this was not part of the negotiations. So little bit of a rant, but I'll let it play.
Right now?
Yes, actually, would the court permit us to send it electronically?
Sure, that's fine. And then if that is not imposed as a condition, is it just get litigated as like any forfeiture matter?
Yeah, it would be litigated later on. Yeah.
It's a civil separate filing
Okay.
in this court. It's not related to a criminal.
All right.
It's related case, but it's unrelated.
Understood.
And we are sending that to Your
All right.
Honor
Thank you.
at this time.
From this document, you can see that.
Okay, so we have a few documents. Let's just pause that document for a minute and we'll come back to that, okay? So we're going to pause this document, then we're going to come back because this document is actually going to feed into what we're about to see. Now, these are the things that they seized from Thug, y'all. Now, before I show y'all this, let me say that this is buyer beware. Take this with a grain of salt. I have not downloaded the full documentation in order to read through everything. I'm just looking at kind of an overview, which I'll show y'all in a sec so you can see. So, again, this is preliminary information. This is topic for discussion. But I'm certainly not saying this is the definitive list or anything of that sort. Okay. So with that said, let's take a look. I wonder if I can make this page bigger so y'all can see it. Let's see. Okay. So this is the Fulton County Magistrate, State, and Superior Court record search. Okay. And what we have here, the first thing we have here is a state of Georgia. So y'all, in order to let's have y'all understand something. I'm gonna bring up ChatGPT so that we can have ChatGPT explain something. Explain how in civil asset forfeiture the property is presumed guilty. Now, this is what I want y'all to get first. In civil asset forfeiture, it is the property that is presumed guilty, not the person. So that means that the state is going against the property, not the property's owner. I'm going to have ChatGPT do a quick little write-up. I'm going to say in less than, I don't know, 150 words. We don't need no long write-up. Okay, in civil asset forfeiture, property itself is treated as the defendant. So this is Georgia versus the property. It is a strange concept, y'all, but this is how this is working. This is not with the forfeiture, with the property, with the assets. It is not the state versus Thug directly. It is the state versus the property itself. So in civil asset forfeiture, property itself is treated as the defendant based on the legal fiction that it can be guilty. Y'all, this is real stuff, that it can be guilty of involvement in a crime. So this is saying that there's a concept, there's a legal concept, like not even hypothetically, like figuratively, I guess would be the word. Figuratively, the property can be guilty of a crime. Unlike criminal cases where the government must prove a person's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, okay? So the standard is reasonable doubt or beyond a reasonable doubt for a criminal case. Civil forfeiture only requires a lower standard of proof, often a preponderance of the evidence, to link the property to illegal activity, okay? The burden then shifts to the owner to prove their property is innocent. So you are not proving you're innocent. You're proving that the property is innocent. You're proving that the property did not come from illegal activities. Okay, so y'all need to really get this in your mind. So this happens all the time. If you are traveling on an airplane and you have to declare over $10,000 and you're traveling with, let's say you have a gold bar. Let's say you're like, yo, I'm gonna take this 2 kilo or whatever, 40 kilo, whatever it would be. A gold bar worth $1 million. Let's say it's worth $1 million. you throw it in your luggage, you throw it in your carry-on because you don't want to check it. You throw it in your carry-on. When you pass it through TSA, they're like, yo, what is this big hunk of metal in your bag? So they open it up. They try to live. They're like, yo, this might actually be some real gold here. And you're like, yeah, that is real gold. And they're like, yo, this is probably worth more than $10,000. You're like, of course it is. And they say, well, we're going to seize this. We're going to take this from you because we have a reason to believe that this may have come from illegal activity. Let's just say police officers can do this. They can stop you on the highway. If you have valuables over a certain amount, they can seize your valuables. They can seize your money. They can seize your gold bar. And then they get to keep it, okay? They get to keep it unless you, at your own expense and due to your own expense, your own effort, your own legal reasoning, basically, your own proof that you can provide, they get to keep your stuff unless you come back and are able to show that. So the burden is on you, and you have to prove that your property is innocent or unconnected to crime, which can be costly and difficult. So you might have to spend money, maybe even more money than the property is worth, okay, maybe even spending more than the property itself is worth, okay, to get your property back. Like imagine somebody, they seize 10,000 off of you. Let's say you live on the East Coast, you're doing a road trip, you're somewhere in Utah, they seize $10,000 from you. You don't even live in Utah. They seize $10,000 in cash. So now in order to try to get your 10 G's back, once you get home, you're going to have to literally plan a whole trip to Utah, plus get a lawyer. Not saying that's going to cost you $10,000, but it's going to cost you multi-thousands of dollars to try to get your $10,000 back. Okay? Will Whitaker be the one to decide the property goes back to Thug? Thank you, Cammie, for the $4.99. You are a very consistent supporter of the channel. I really appreciate it. We're going to see here shortly, y'all, that yes, Judge Whitaker is currently assigned this case. So I don't know for sure that it had to have been Whitaker, but it is Whitaker. We'll see that shortly. So I'm about to show y'all this. So just wrapping this up, y'all. What DA Love was saying here is we have all this stuff. We're about to see that it's worth millions of dollars. We're about to see that once we start going through this stuff. And DA Love is like, can you just give us the win on this right now? And it just so happens that this is with Whitaker. So Whitaker, I'm not sure would have been appropriate, but one would think that Whitaker did have the power to just give them the win. But but probably that would have been inappropriate, wrong, because there has to be a hearing for this. Like Thug has to have the opportunity to prove that his property is innocent, not prove that he's innocent. Remember, the criminal trial, he was pleading guilty. So DA Love is essentially saying from a legal perspective, if he's guilty, then his property's guilty too. Do y'all see? Y'all see the link? He's pleading guilty. We're here to hear him plead guilty. So therefore, DA Love is making this connection without spelling it out. And I'm not saying she's correct, that I agree with her, but this is the connection she's making. She's saying, well, if Thug's guilty, he's about to tell us he's guilty. His property must be guilty too. Melissa said the court said give his stuff back. I am going to show you the court case right now. It is currently stayed, I believe. I don't know, Melissa, if you can maybe give some specific guidance on where you saw that. I don't see that, but again, I'm not an expert in researching this stuff. So okay, y'all. So I'm about to go to the actual property itself, but I want everybody to be totally clear that what we're looking at right now, what we're going to is not whether or not Thug is guilty. Thug has pled guilty. He pled no contest to a couple of counts, and then he pled guilty to the rest of the counts. DA Love tried to pull a Aikido move and just flip that guilty plea into oh yeah, and you lose your stuff too. And Judge Whitaker said this is not the time or place for that. So she did not at that time say that Thug gets his stuff back. Now, Melissa, if you have a different source for that, I'd be happy to take a look at it. But Judge Whitaker did not at that time say you get your stuff back. She just said that's another time, that's another place. He might very well lose some of this stuff, y'all. Okay, he might lose some of this stuff. Did your research show that the most of the items are rented? We're going to get into that, Black Butterfly. Thank you for this. I don't think most of the items are rented, but we're going to get, when we come around to this motion for return of property, we're going to talk about some things that maybe either were rented or financed. We'll take a look at that shortly after we get into this list. So thank you for the 5 spot. Really do appreciate it. All right, y'all. So this is the property that the DA is saying is guilty of something. Okay. Now it's kind of all jumbled up. So let's just read it one by one. First things for okay. Now remember, this is not the state versus Thug. This is the state versus each piece of property or each individual property. Okay. So the first thing, now, mind you, I think this is all Young Thug's stuff, but I think this stuff came from that house. So we don't necessarily know that everything that they have listed here belonged to Thug because they raided the house. Okay, so this is what would have been in the house or outside in the driveway, etc. We can kind of assume that a lot of this, if not most of it, is probably property of Thug. But if he had other people living there, some of this could have belonged to other people. It could have been in his house. Somebody could have left it there. He could have been holding it, or somebody else could have been in possession of somebody else's property who wasn't even there. So I don't want anybody to assume all of this is Thug's stuff. This is what was seized that day. Okay, this is what was seized that day. So we don't necessarily know who the property owner is. So y'all, I've said that 5 times now. So, I think I've done my due diligence on this. So the first thing we have is state of Georgia versus $150,000. So right off the bat, there was $150,000 right laying around. I say laying around. I don't know where it was, but so that's U.S. currency. So $150,000, bam, gone. Second thing is a 2022 Chevy Corvette. Now I'm gonna start looking up some images. So I'm gonna kind of pop back and forth, y'all, so that we can get some images of what this stuff probably looks like. So it's gonna be a bit of a back and forth here. I did put one of these on the thumbnail. I don't know what color it is, but this is more or less what it would look like. Okay, really cool red. I mean, again, I don't know what color the car was. I tried looking up the VIN number. It didn't bring up anything. I'm not going that deep with it. So that's a Chevy Corvette. 2022 Porsche 911. Again, did all of this belong to Thug? I don't know. Some of his boys might have been owners of some of this stuff too. Okay, but let's just take a look. We pocket watching. We pocket watching Thug right now. So Porsche 911 2022 would probably look something like this black car here. I put a pink one on the I put a pink one on the thumbnail because that seems like Thug seemed like he would have like a pink one to me. So I don't know. All right, let's keep going back and forth, y'all. 2021 Mercedes-Benz Maybach or however you're supposed to pronounce it. So let's get back over here. This actually surprised me a little bit. This is a truck. Very nice truck, by the way. Very nice truck. I don't know if how big y'all can see this, but this is a very nice truck. Mercedes-Benz Maybach truck. Okay. Next would be a white. So y'all, this is a lot. Like just in the vehicles, I'm like, yo, they really got my man. My man must have had like the lineup outside. Let's see here. This says a 2021 Mercedes-Benz AMG GT. I'm not sure which of these it would have been. It could have been this style. It could have been one of these other styles. Again, I'm not a super duper car person, y'all, so y'all might know. It just says Mercedes-Benz GT. It gives a VIN number, but it doesn't give any descriptive features, so I don't know. We have a gray 2021. So my man is living nice, y'all. I mean, not that we would have expected any different, but my man had a white and a gray. Hold up. Yeah, white and a gray Mercedes-Benz GT outside. Again, homie was living good. We have I'm not going to keep going back to the list. Y'all just trust me. This is what the list says. 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee. This could have very well been a Trackhawk or whatever. Who knows? Trackhawks are really popular nowadays. I think they're powerful and, whatever. But Jeep Grand Cherokee, 2021 Dodge Durango. Y'all, did he have? I'm starting to get the feeling some of this stuff might have come from other places that were not outside his house. Because we've looked up at Thug's house. And y'all, we can take a look at Thug's house again. Well, his old house, if y'all want. Seemed like it wouldn't have been space for all these cars. It's a rack of cars. Good morning, Lisa. How you doing? 2015 Can-Am Can-Am Spyder. So that's on the list too. Okay, so this is one of these little three-wheelers. Okay. We have some firearms, y'all. I don't need to look those up. We have a Glock. Well, I guess we can look up a few of them. Why not? Why not? We have a bunch of firearms that come up. You have a Glock. You have an FN75. So let's take a look at that. I don't think we need to look up all the firearms. You have a Smith & Wesson. You have another Glock. You have another Glock. So you got a bunch of Glocks. Now, so basically we have all the cars. We have 150,000 almost in cash. We have a bunch of cars. What's that, like 6-7 cars? $150,000 in cash, bunch of guns. And what's missing? What's missing, y'all? Yeah, firearms he won't get back. Probably not. Give that man all the thug measurement. Okay, yes, I agree with that. Give him his stuff back, but I also agree that he probably will not be getting back his. He probably won't be getting back his Glocks and his guns. Now, we do see that this was filed 2 years ago. They want condemnation of money in automobile. Y'all, it seems wrong, and it probably is wrong, but it's also probably pretty standard too. So this would not probably have been DA Love that did this. I'm not sure, but I think the fact that we've seen this whole case, and it kind of makes you furious about everything, but this is going to be pretty standard when. Oh yeah, we have jewelry. We do have jewelry unique. I'm about to talk about that in a sec. So I would think this would be pretty standard, y'all. So Paige Whitaker, she is the person presiding over this. She is the person presiding over this, and it says stayed, which means that for the moment, this case is not moving forward. The condemnation is not moving forward, but Judge Whitaker did indicate that she is going to be allowing this to go forward at a later time. Okay. Y'all, please do hit the like button. I'm still here, buddy. Please do hit the like button, y'all. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe. Hit the like button. Okay. All right, y'all. So just as a quick review for anybody who's just popping in, these are the things that we have been able to determined that were seized as part of the YSL sweep. Okay. Again, I made the disclaimer. I don't know that all of this stuff belongs to Young Thug. I just don't know. Okay. But these are the things that we've been able to determine. $150,000 in cash, a 2002 Corvette, 2022 Corvette, 2022 Porsche 911, 2021 Maybach truck, 2021 white and a 2021 gray Mercedes-Benz AMG GT, 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee, 2021 Dodge Durango, and a 2015 Can-Am Spyder. Bunch of guns, and then we have the jewelry. Now, the problem with just putting assorted jewelry here is that could be anything from a few pairs of diamond earrings all the way up to who knows. It could be tens of millions of dollars worth of jewelry. Like, we just don't know. Right. So again, going back to our discussion from a few minutes ago, if you were not here, we were just saying here, and I'm gonna review this real quick for anybody. In civil asset forfeiture, the property itself is treated as the defendant based on the legal fiction that it can be guilty of involvement in a crime. So that is why the defendant, the plaintiff, is the state of Georgia. The defendant is each property. Jeffrey Williams is not the defendant in this civil asset forfeiture. He was the defendant in the criminal case, along with other people. He is not the defendant technically in the civil asset forfeiture. We don't really know who this property belongs to. Some of this property might not even be Thug's, you know, might have been anybody's. We don't know. But as you can see, all of these different properties have been named as defendants. And they even put assorted jewelry, which is funny. Has Martinez Arnold here. So you imagine that maybe some of this stuff belonged to Duke. YSL Enterprises, that's probably owned by a Young Thug. Maybe there were some car payments on some of these cars through Truist, is what I would imagine. Now, this is where the jewelry comes in, and people say, well, what about the jewelry? You know, it just says assorted jewelry. Was the jewelry, was it rented? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we're going to go and talk about the jewelry here shortly, but let's just finish looking at this page. This may have been originally through Glanville, so maybe this case will just follow whatever the presiding judge over the YSL case is. Okay, looks like let's see here. Oh, this Lamborghini is listed. Did he dismiss the Lamborghini? Let's see here. Judgment on April 25th, 2023. He did. Looks like Judge Glanville might have dismissed the Lamborghini. Maybe we can take a look at that. Let's take a look. So there was a Lamborghini included, y'all, but it's not listed above. It looks like it was dismissed. Order dismissing from complaint for forfeiture 2018 Lamborghini Aventador. So dismissing from complaint. Now, why is that dismissed? It looks like the Lamborghini was taken off of the list. Okay. So y'all, let's get into the jewelry here. Okay. Let's get back into the jewelry. Now, this is what I included on the original video that I made. And we'll take a look at what happened with the jewelry. Okay. Good morning, Trina Paralegal Regina. Okay, that's a cool name. All right, so
there's a company that
I'm going to read this. Okay, comes now Gabriel Jacobs, owner of Rafaello and Company, or Rafaello and Company, buying through undersigned counsel, moves this court for an order for return of his property. On May 9th,
it says that when Thug's home got
2022, Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug, was arrested at his home. When he was arrested, he was wearing jewelry. That belongs to Mr. Jacobs. The jewelry is currently being held by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. The property of Mr. Jacobs was wrongfully seized and needs to be returned to him. Young Thug signed a purchase order with Mr. Jacobs, which states that Mr. Jacobs's company will remain, listen to this, y'all, will remain the sole owner of the jewelry until the balance is paid. So this doesn't sound like a rental agreement to me. It sounds more like a financing agreement in which the property rights remain with the owner, with the seller. Okay? It sounds to me like a form of financing where the property interest remains with the financer, with the seller. Okay. I don't see this necessarily as indicating a rental agreement.
Rated. Okay. He had over $1 million.
So Young Thug owes Mr. Jacobs over $1 million for the jewelry. So we might not even know what he originally paid. We might not know what he originally owed. It just tells here what he still owes. So if he owes $1 million, the original value or current value could be anything. We don't know if he put a down payment. The paperwork probably says something about that, frankly. But just looking at this from here, we don't know if he put down a down payment. We don't know what his monthly payments were. We don't know what his balance was. Okay, so now they're going to give some law. A party aggrieved. So the party that's aggrieved is, they're talking about themselves. They're talking about we, the jewelry supplier to Thug. A party aggrieved by an unlawful search and seizure may move the court pre-trial or pre-indictment for return of the property, the possession of which is not unlawful.
Worth of jewelry that belonged to this company.
If a party feels law enforcement wrongly seized its property, the Georgia Code provides a specific remedy. A party can move the court for a return of the property. Wherefore, because the seizure of Mr. Jacobs' property, jewelry, was unlawful, he requests this court to order the state to return all of his seized property. In the alternative, Mr. Jacobs requests this court conduct a hearing to inquire into these matters so he can present evidence and exhibits showing his ownership of the property. So, y'all, this was about a month after the raid. And it says Thug was actually wearing this property at the time. Now, there's an exhibit here. Okay. There's a bunch of black and white images that go with this. If y'all want to see it, I'll try to pull it up. Okay. Matter of fact, I know I downloaded this already. I might be able to just grab that download again. Let me see. Account history. Let me go to my account history. Yeah. Y'all, I paid $15 for this. So $15. Yeah, I'm going to be able to show this to y'all. Let me show it to y'all here. Oh no. I have to download it. Let me go back to the video and I'm gonna download it again, and then I'll see how I can put this on StreamYard so y'all can see this. At any rate, give me 1 sec. Let me get back to my video. Where the heck is my video? And then I'm gonna have to re-download it to show you. Okay, so this is what we have. 32 karat white diamond ring. The value is $650,000. Retail amount $575,000. 20 karat diamond studs, y'all. These are big diamond earrings. $250,000 value. Green emerald necklace, $20,000 value. 2-row white diamond chain, $90,000 value. 1 carat diamond cross. I like to see that. $35,000 value. Date just rose and steel Rolex watch. $35,000. 2 diamond dog tags. $35,000. So y'all, when you become a multi-millionaire rapper with tens and tens of millions of dollars to your name, you can go buy some diamond dog tags and it's only going to run you the not so expensive price of just $35,000. To a white wedding, white diamond wedding band ring. Somebody married? Y'all, just a joke, okay? White diamond. So there's a, now this paperwork specifically says this was on Thug's person. Okay, $5,000 diamond wedding band and 2 diamond dog tags. So these 2 diamond dog tags are only $20,000. So for y'all who are hustling on a budget, so to y'all hustling on a budget, you might not go for the $35,000. You might just go for the $20,000. Now, what I want to see is how can I, let me see. Video file, slides. Y'all, the only problem is I don't know how on StreamYard to actually show y'all this paper with all of the pictures and stuff on it. That's the issue. I'm not a StreamYard expert. I can show you some slides. I can show you a video file. Anybody know how I can show like a PDF on StreamYard? Let me know. Because I do have the PDF here and it has a bunch of pictures and stuff on it. I literally just downloaded it. But I don't know. Oh, I can share this tab. Okay, never mind. I just figured it out. Never mind, people. I figured it out. Okay. Oh, look at that. I'm technologicus. All right. I want to just get to the pictures, not the invoices. We aren't really worried about that. Check that out, y'all. Check that out. I know y'all are seeing that. That would be the 32 karat white diamond ring, I believe. Whose finger? Probably the original seller. That's not. Is that a wedding ring? I hope not, y'all. Is that a wedding ring? I don't know if this is a wedding ring, y'all. But that is what I believe to be the 32 karat white diamond ring that costs. Let's just put the value somewhere around $600,000, y'all. So if you got an extra 600,000 just, chilling, you got your Bitcoin money that's done blown up, and you want to make something, you want to make somebody very happy, you can bless them with this. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's see the next picture. I'm getting mixed up with all of my different tabs I have open. Okay. Oh, that's another angle. I don't think Thug put that on anybody's finger, by the way, y'all. I hope not. I hope this person isn't the person, but hey, who am I to judge? All right, so I think it's gonna be the 32 karat white diamond ring. Wouldn't y'all like to see this? I love it if these were color. Yeah, there is a GIA certificate. I don't know how to read that, but that is this right here. Is to the side. Can I turn this? There you go. There you go. For all the people who know something about this stuff, enjoy. For all the people who know anything about this, this is what that ring. This is its properties. Yo, Mariah. I don't know. Somebody said probably Mariah the scientist, maybe. All right, let's keep it moving, y'all. Okay, so this is the ring. The ring is like off the chain. God damn. I'm sorry, man. This is crazy. I want to call my... Hey, Salma. Ben, I'm about to show my wife this ring, y'all. Get myself in trouble when she get mad at me for not buying or something like this. Vea este anillo, dime. ¿Qué te parece? $600,000.
Oh, wow.
¿Qué dice?
Sí. Se vería bonito.
600,000, mira.
Wow.
32. Okay. All right, y'all, keep it moving. This must be the emerald necklace, 20,000. Is this the emerald necklace, y'all? Looks like it has a pendant on it. Yeah, hair on the knuckles. I don't think that's Mariah's hand for sure. Yo, what if... I'm not even going to go there. Mariah's a beautiful woman. I'm sure that's not her hand. I think this might be the emerald necklace. Let's keep it moving. This would be probably the white diamond wedding band ring. Y'all, are y'all catching a drift here? Are y'all catching a drift? Is anybody catching a drift? I'm certainly not going to be the person to put out a drift that y'all need to catch. Remember, y'all, this was 2.5 years ago. How much of his jewelry is missing besides the watch? That's what we're literally looking at. Now, missing, I don't know. This is the inventory. This is the seizure inventory. So it doesn't necessarily mean this is everything they seized. They may have other stuff that they're not trying to have him forfeit. So excuse me. This is not the seizure inventory. This is the forfeiture inventory. They may have seized other stuff that they're not trying to have him forfeit. So we don't necessarily know if there's a seizure inventory. There probably is out there. I don't see any, so we don't have a seizure inventory. This is in the forfeiture inventory. It just says assorted jewelry. So there may be a paper with with it itemized, and it probably is, but that's like $50. That's like $50. Maybe have to, do that one for another day. But this is so what we're looking at, this is not the seizure inventory. This is not even the forfeiture inventory, which might be smaller than the seizure inventory. This is the inventory from Rafael, or however you pronounce this jewelry company, that says that they've given Thug these jewels on some kind of payment plan or something, finance basically. So we're looking at a small subset of what was seized, and this is just what was seized that this jewelry company had given to Thug on a payment plan. Okay, that's all we're looking at right now. We did look at the forfeiture inventory, of which this stuff is a part of the forfeiture inventory. We looked at that list, and I'll go back and review that in a sec. So we have what appears to be a wedding ring. We have what appears to be a wedding ring. And we also have what appears to be a wedding band. It's literally called a wedding band. Now, is this a woman's wedding band, or is this a man's wedding band? We might be able to tell from the receipts what size it is, and that would probably tell us. But y'all, doesn't this seem like it would be a wedding band, and it would be maybe go with this? I don't know. Looks masculine. Okay. So this looks masculine to you? I don't know, y'all. It's very nice, though. It's very nice. Very nice. I would actually like something like this myself. Salma, you need to buy me a wedding band. It's only going to cost, let's see, this is only $5,000. So, all right. So this is a Rolex watch. This is the Rolex. This is the Rolex that they have listed for $35,000. This is a Datejust rose and steel Rolex watch listed for $35,000. Again, these are the best images we have, y'all. These are the best images we have. Yeah, this is really nice stuff. I mean, shoot. This is really nice stuff. So this is the Rolex. Let's keep going. It gives us a serial number. Well, I wonder if I could take that serial number and find the actual image. Probably not. Let me see. 6Q6S. 6Q6S8156. Will it come up? Probably not. Nah, it doesn't come up. All right. Let's keep it moving, y'all. This would be the diamond. This would have to be the 2-row white diamond chain. Let's go back. Let's take a look at the inventory again. We saw the diamond ring. We haven't seen the studs yet. I want to see these studs, these 20-karat studs, y'all. I'm kind of more excited to see that than anything. We've seen the green emerald necklace. Oh, this is the 1-carat diamond cross. That's what this would be. This is the 1-carat diamond cross. $35,000 for this. I wish they had like a ruler or something to show us like how big this thing is. 35 G's, y'all. Jeez Louise. This is the first thing so far that's made me say that it just doesn't, I don't get it. Mourning Shirley's divorce finally. We're just pocket watching, Thug. All this is public information. This is out there on Twitter, y'all. I did not do any additional research to find this. Somebody published this on Twitter. I don't remember the name. Again, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna start writing people's name down so we can give them credit. But I saw this inventory, so I just went to the Fulton County database, to their court record database, and looked it up. But this is already out there. I didn't do any extra digging or anything like that. But we are pocket watching a bit, y'all. So this is what $35,000 will buy you. We don't have any idea how big this is, but you can get a sense that it's probably tiny. This is probably, yeah, the tag does say 94,600. The tag says 94,600, and it does look like that's a price. I don't know, but but on the sheet here it says 35,000. So I can't tell you the difference. One thing that I can also tell you besides that, this thing looks like it's tiny, because imagine how big is a tag? A tag is normally like what, like that? And this thing is about maybe 3 tags long. So it's not tiny, maybe about that big. Maybe about that big. It's not big though for 35 G's. 35 G's. I mean, that thing's probably this big. You're talking about $35,000. And yes, this tag does say 94,600. This tag says 94,600. That is what the tag says. Oh man, this is a little anticlimactic. These are the $250,000 studs, I believe. It's a little anticlimactic because I was hoping to get a better image of them. Like, you literally can't tell the size or anything. No court today, y'all. That's why we are just in here pocket watching Thug, and we're looking at the stuff that the government seized from him. Okay, we're looking at this stuff that the government took from Thug that they want him to forfeit. So, in a sense, because he owes money on this stuff, he would probably still have to pay to the seller whatever he owes. So there's no court today, y'all. It's Veterans Day. So I wish we got a better image of that. All right, what would this be? This is some kind of a double diamond chain. Oh, this is the 2-row diamond chain. This is the 2-row white diamond chain for $90,000. 2-row. So they must be connected some kind of way. Man, I like to see what this looks like on Thug. Let me get rid of this so y'all can see the bottom. Looks like these are wings. It looks like these are wings. So we have a 2-row white diamond chain with some wings on it. With some wings, I guess. It must fall in such a way that the wings line up properly. And this is $90,000, y'all. Let's keep it moving. This would be the pair of diamond dog tags. I can't tell if the dog tags, there's 2 sets. One of the sets is $35,000. The other is $20,000. Yeah. It's just some nice stuff. I mean, my man has style, y'all. My man has style. So, like, you can't deny that. So this will either be the $35,000 or the $20,000 diamond dog tags. Do not know which they are. All right, I'm not gonna go. All right, so that's it for that. I don't want to go into all of that stuff. So I don't want to go into all the documentation because that's kind of outside of the purview of what we're doing here. So that would constitute everything that was seized from Thug that he owed, that he got from this company. I don't know how to pronounce it. Rafael and Company. Okay. Gabriel Jacobs. And they petitioned to have this property returned. And let me show y'all. Oh, let's take a look. I'm gonna put this up for a sec. Y'all just take a look at this while I search for another document. Y'all take a look at that while I search for another document, because don't y'all want to see what are you curious to know what the response from the state was? Are you curious to know what the state responded? All right, so we have that motion for return of property. Might as well take a look at this one too. We might as well take a look at these other motions for the return of property. Since we're at it, why not? All right, so shortly after that motion for return of property, you have Brian Steele who filed another motion. I'm just going to read this real quick. So Brian Steele filed another motion for return of property. Comes now, defendant Jeffrey Williams, by and through undersigned counsel, and hereby files this motion for the return of all lawful property that is being improperly held by law enforcement, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, instanter. That just means right away. In support of this motion, Mr. Williams shows as follows. Now, this was filed about a month and a half after the raid. No, about a month after the raid. This was filed about a month after the raid. So this is what Mr. Williams is showing. On or about Monday, May 9, 2022. So yeah, a month and a half. Mr. Williams was arrested and law enforcement officers seized jewelry, money, vehicles, cellular phones, papers, and other items. So remember I said that of everything they seized, they're not looking for a forfeiture of everything. Like they didn't list cell phones, for example. They didn't list papers, for example. All lawful items were obtained by Mr. Williams through gainful employment and not through criminal activity. Now, y'all, remember that we've already reviewed this. Anybody who is just popping on this stream or who was not on at that time, we reviewed this, and this is a very important piece to this entire civil asset forfeiture seizure puzzle. This is very important. When the government wants to take your stuff, they in this fashion, they name your stuff as guilty, not you. They name your stuff as guilty. And in order to get your stuff, so they already have possession of your stuff. In order to get it back, you have to prove that your stuff is not guilty, that it's not the result of criminal activity. And it's kind of wild because we know Thug has earned tens of millions of dollars in his life, if not hundreds, right? He's earned tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in his life. So we have no stretch of the imagination. We have no difficulty. We have no problem imagining that he could buy all of this stuff. Practically everything we've seen, he could probably buy it with just, 2, 3, 4 tour dates or whatever. He said he had done a concert where he donated all of the money. I think he said he earned $1.7 million and he just donated it. If we take that on face value, everything we've seen today, practically, he could have purchased it with 1 or 2 concerts at that rate. So there's no doubt in anybody's mind that Thug has the income potential and the actual income to just buy this stuff. There's no doubt in anybody's mind that Thug has the potential and the earned income to just buy all of this stuff. But even still, his attorney has to make it a point to say that all of these items were obtained lawfully. Now, I will say this, y'all. I will say this. Yeah, he said 1. I thought it was 1.7, but let's say 1.7, 1.8. But he said he earned that in a concert. He said he did a concert and donated all the money, and it was like 1.7 or $8 million. But now, let me say this. And a lot of times people get upset with me because they don't want me to give any credit. They don't want me to give any credit to the prosecution. I will say this. At the point where this was filed, that the forfeiture was filed by the prosecution, it made sense for them to file it at that time because they filed it in July, 2 months after the arrest. It made perfect sense. They thought we will probably, likely, possibly find some kind of criminal nexus with money. And if we do, we'll be able to keep this stuff. So it made perfect sense at that time for them to just file it, because their investigation was just getting started. They didn't know what they were going to find. They didn't know what they were going to uncover. And they probably thought that they would find something. And even if they didn't, at least they had this opportunity filed. So for everybody who's like, this is wrong, if you go back to the moment that they did the filing, it would have made perfect sense. We arrested him. We think this is a RICO. We think we're going to uncover some more stuff. Let's just file for him to forfeit all these assets, because we'll probably find that he was using his fame, his money to get street illegal money, whatever. Maybe we'll find some drugs. Maybe we'll find some crypto scams. Maybe we'll find some, credit card, whatever, whatever we might find. So let's just go ahead and file it. So this would have been July 2022, after they arrested him 2 months earlier. So when they arrested him, they seized all this stuff. Brian Steele said, give us the stuff back. To date, the forfeiture section of the Honorable Fulton County District Attorney's Office has not communicated with undersigned counsel. So at this point, they still had not filed with any specificity as to on how to have this property that is lawfully owned by Mr. Williams returned to Mr. Williams. So they raid Thug in May. Brian Steele says in June, give us the stuff back. And in July, the Fulton County government says we would like to retain this property, okay? So that was July where they said, but they didn't directly answer this motion by Brian Steele. They did not answer him right away. They filed to keep the property, but they didn't directly answer him right away. So if you see, this was filed in June, give us the stuff back. So they took the stuff in May. June, both Brian Steele and this Raffaello company, jewelry company, they both say, give us the stuff back in June, a month and a half later. Hey, give us the stuff back. Okay. So 1 month and a half later, Steele and the jewelry company are saying, give us the stuff back. No response that I've seen. A month after that, the states, they filed for forfeiture. Still no direct response to Brian Steele, to Thug, to the jewelry company. We're now 2 months after the forfeiture, approximately. They're saying to the government, to the courts, I should say, hey, can we keep this stuff? But they're not responding directly to these two motions to give the stuff back by the owners. Okay. I believe Glanville had this at that time. All right. Now, check this out. When did the state finally respond to the motions? Y'all, when did the state finally respond to the motions that were filed in June to get the stuff back? When did the state finally respond to the, hey, give us our stuff back motions that were both filed in June? They did not respond until December. This was filed December 29th, 2022. So Thug stuff is taken in May. They asked for the stuff back in June. The state files to keep the stuff in July. The state did respond, Kimberly. We're looking at the response right now. State's response to motions for return of property. That's what we're looking at a few days ago. No, this was 6 months later, y'all. It was 6 months later. Okay. So half a year later, the state finally gets around to, oh yeah, let's give them a response. Let's read it. Okay. So half a year later, they still have his stuff. Let's read it. The state of Georgia, by and through the undersigned District Attorney Fonnie T. Willis, hereby responds to Defendant Williams's motions for return of property. On June 17th, so we looked at these two motions already. One of these is the Raffaello company, where they're talking about the jewelry that we just reviewed, all the jewelry. And then the other one is this one by Brian Steele, which is just kind of a short motion saying, hey, give us our stuff back. On June 17th and June 21st, Williams and Raffaello and company filed motions. So this is proof, y'all, that she's saying in December, I'm responding to what y'all said back in June. This is the proof. She literally gives you the dates. You can see the date where she's responding up here is December, and you can see she's referencing back to June. Okay, so Williams and Raffaello company filed motions for return of property seized from Williams' home on May 9th, after his arrest on an indictment. The motions filed by Williams and Raffaello and company for the return of property were filed in June 2022 in the pending criminal case under the previous indictment number and were filed before the Fulton County District Attorney's Office instituted or filed a civil action for forfeiture of the seized property. Any continued request for the return of property is properly addressed in the accompanying civil forfeiture case. Case records show that the civil forfeiture case is stayed pending resolution of this instant criminal matter. Okay, so what does this say? She's saying, look, y'all asked us to give the stuff back before we even tried to permanently deprive you of it. Y'all asked us for the stuff back before we even filed to permanently deprive you of it. Moreover, now there's a criminal case, and this entire civil thing, this civil asset forfeiture situation is stayed, is put on hold, is paused until the criminal case wraps up, which for Thug, it just did. Now, will he have to wait for all the criminal cases, the YSL cases, to wrap up before this moves forward? I don't know. Okay. Thug's stuff was wrapped up. Thug's case was wrapped up on October 31st on Halloween. We all watched that. That was the plea. But there are still criminal cases moving forward. So I don't know for sure when Whitaker's going to pick this case up again. Is she going to wait to resolve everything? Is she going to wait to resolve the two more defendants that are on this, that are in this case, Yak and Shannon? I don't know. Therefore, these motions should be addressed through the civil forfeiture case. The state urges the court to dismiss these motions for return of property. Okay, so that was 6 months later. That was 6 months later, y'all. So y'all can see how they could do you. They can come up in your house, take your stuff, put you in under arrest, keep you in jail, and keep your stuff in jail. Okay? And keep your stuff in jail. She needs to understand what she made these individuals dealt with. Yeah, I mean, she put Thug in jail, which I would imagine cost him untold millions of dollars. And she also put his untold millions of dollars worth of stuff in jail. I did ask ChatGPT to give an estimate of what everything's worth, but it's difficult to know because Brian Steele, he put here, he just put seized jewelry. The problem is we know how much money it was. It was $150,000. We saw the vehicles. There's a lot of vehicles. Like 6, 7. Cellular phones aren't going to be worth that much. Papers probably, I imagine, don't have a lot of value. Other items, you don't itemize it, so it's probably just little stuff. But the jewelry is the big thing where there's an X factor. We did look at this jewelry here that's worth about $1 million. But we also see that there was a Bubba Watson watch that's not included in this list. And who knows how much more jewelry there was that wasn't included in this list by Rafael, because remember, this was just the list of jewelry that was, I guess, financed or some kind of payment arrangement that Thug had with this company. Happy Veterans Day to all our veterans. Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans. My dad was a veteran, U.S. Army veterans. Definitely want to give a shout out to everybody who has served the country. We want to thank y'all for that. So y'all, as you can see on my thumbnail, he's like, let's look at what they stole from Thug, y'all. So I hopefully y'all are seeing this is no joke. This is no joke. Like they really went and got, but one thing that people were saying that they took real estate from him, I didn't see or uncover. And also, as we're looking here where Brian Steele has enumerated some of the items, also in the civil asset forfeiture, I didn't see anything about real estate or bank accounts. So I'm not saying that is not part of it. I'm just saying I didn't see it. I'm not saying that it's not part of it. I'm just saying I didn't see it. Okay. So if anybody has more information, I didn't see any real estate. I didn't see any bank accounts. I did see that they got $149,000 and some dollars. Okay. Moreover, they could charge Yak and Shannon for those weapons when they were not physically in the house. I don't know if it's those same weapons. There's a lot of weapons, y'all. There's a lot of weapons. I think Yak was there. Wasn't Yak there that day? I think Yak was there the day of the raid. All right, y'all. So finally, y'all, some of y'all have already seen this before. Some of you haven't. But this was also the subject of this case. I'm not trying to break any news. I'm not trying to expose anybody. I'm not trying to put anybody on blast. But because they showed images of this house, and we've looked at this before, you want to hang around, I appreciate it. We're just going to look through this house again. This was the house that got raided. This is the actual site of the raid. You really can't tell. Let's see. Let me see here. Okay, that is. So this is you can't really tell how big the driveway is on the parking lot. There's a bunch of cars seized. But yes, this house is sold. Correct. This house is sold. Okay. We're just looking at the place where everything was during the raid. We've seen images of this. But we're going to look at it not from the police perspective when, they're in there raiding. We're just looking at the house itself. The first document you pulled up with all his information at the bottom, it said Bank of America, it said Wells Fargo. Yeah. I imagine that he might have had car loans on some of those cars. He might have been paying monthly payments on the cars or some of the other items. He might have had credit card payments. I don't know. So let's take a look at the house, y'all. Looks like it has a 3-car. Is that 3-car garage in the back? So we're just going to walk through this house real quick. This house is 355 Allison Drive, Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia. This house is sold. That's why, if this were his current residence, I probably wouldn't do this. Not impressed with it. Well, let's take a look on the inside. Let's take a look on the inside. Nice little wooded area. It's a nice house. Northern Dame. Yeah, pretty nice house. Pretty nice house. Pretty nice house. So Northern Dame, I don't know your gender. I don't know where you're coming from, but let's just say you're open and you're in the romantic interest market. Let's just imagine that you're open and you're in the romantic interest market and you go out on a blind date. Your friend hooks you up with somebody and they're like, yeah, it's a really cool person, blah, blah, blah. You go out on a blind date. And then whatever day it is that you finally get to see their house, they're like, okay, yeah, they pull up and this is what you see. Let's say it's daytime, so you can see it really good, really well. And you're like, not very impressed with that. Then you walk in, and this is what you see. Northern Dame. So you're saying you walk in, and this is what you see. You're like, not very impressive. Is that the first thing you're going to think? Not very impressive to me. I mean, okay, so Annabella. So y'all are both saying you're going to walk into somebody's house and you're going to walk in. Yeah, I said your gender. I didn't say your race. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying, imagine you have a romantic interest. If you're married, just imagine you weren't. You weren't, you're not married. You have a romantic interest. Whenever you finally go to that person's house, you walk in, this is the first thing you see. You're going to say, you know what? I'm not impressed. Just not impressive to me. Like, just not impressed. Just something about it doesn't impress me. Like, I wish you were impressive. I wish you could have impressed me, but this is just not what impressive looks like to me. I would say this, not my style, but as a regular person, yeah, this would be impressive. If my boy's like, yo, come on over. I just bought a new house. And I come up, I pull up outside and it looks like this. I'll be like, whoa, that's kind of interesting. Not my style. It's definitely not my style. I'll be like, yeah, that's kind of interesting. But I think once I walk in and I see this, I'll be like, oh, my boy done made it. I think I'll be like, my boy done made it. My boy made it. I think right here, I'm like, yeah, my boy made it. He made up. He made it. He made it. Like, my boy has arrived. I'm jumping on the couch. I'm like, yo, can I jump on the couch? Because I'm literally like, I'm jumping on this jump. I'm like, I'm plopping. I'm a plop on that jump. I don't even care, y'all. I'm plopping on this couch. I'm plopping on this couch. You got your little butler's pantry or whatever. Again, not my style. Definitely not my style. But is this, I mean, this is definitely a nice house, though. 1.6 acres. Ooh, that's a lot of land. That's a lot of land, too. I mean, relatively speaking. One thing we noticed, y'all, was that the gold money counter is still here. And the YSL, whatever this, we can never really figure out what this machine is back here. What this appliance, somebody can maybe help. But once we get a closer image of this, Miss Lily, good morning. Been a while. Welcome. Good to see you. Once we get over here, y'all, let me know what this thing is here. But the gold money counter in the foreground, they like, yo, keep the gold money counter there. Because whoever might want to buy this house, when they see the gold money counter, they're gonna know it is what it is. Y'all, what is this thing? I cannot tell. This thing here, what is this? With the squigglies on it. It kind of looks like a microwave, but not really. Mini fridge. I can't tell what it is. I literally can't tell. And I've seen everything. Yeah, this is about 2.5 million, y'all. This is about 2.5 million. The 1.6 acres, I did not verify that, but that would definitely play a role in the price too. I think this is the master bedroom. Air fryer. Yeah, that might be an air fryer. Yeah, Miss Lily, every morning we're looking for you. I'm definitely sorry to hear. Keep fighting and join us when you can. We're pulling for you. Always love having you in the chat, Miss Lily, for sure. Y'all think this is the master bedroom? The bed looks like it's off from our perspective, is off to the left a little bit. We went over this. We kind of nitpicked this whole house. It's not my style, y'all. It really isn't. It's 1,000,000% not my style, but it's very nice though. It's just not my style. You know what? And it's a little surprising that this is Thug style. it's a little bit like, oh, okay, so this is your style. You know what I mean? It's a little surprising, to be honest. I'm a little surprised about that. I think the master is on the first level, y'all, even though it does have an upstairs like loft level, because as you can see, you can walk out to like an outside barbecue area. So the master, if we take this to be the master, which I think it is, it's on the first level, which is interesting. So Thug must have felt safe. Another angle. Now, once you walk around the corner, once you walk around these, like you walk around either of these two corners, one side, if not both, leads you to some closet space. The bathroom is in the back, it looks like, with like full view. You know, meaning like if you just so happen to be walking on his property and somebody's taking a bath, you will probably get a full view. Sinks and whatnot. So this is, I believe this is behind the bedroom. So if you notice when you come in, this would be your bed. Then when you walk through these doors, you would walk around and back behind this would be where your bathroom and stuff is, which is interesting. See? You can see it. And I think in the middle here is where your closets are. So I think your closet is literally kind of in this middle space, which is, I never seen anything set up like that. This definitely has bachelor pad written all over it. 10 million %. I don't know where this is, but this is the laundry stuff. You go upstairs. Is this 2 stairways? No. You go upstairs. You have this kind of wraparound recliner couch. Lots of artwork here, y'all. You got your prints. Over here, I think this is Basquiat. You have your 2, looks like African ladies with the pucker lips. Bathroom. Maybe guest bedroom or somebody. Maybe a girl lives in here. I can't tell. Maybe a girl. Maybe it's a woman's room or a girl's room. Maybe daughter's room. Another bedroom with a couple of beds. Another bathroom. Are we back downstairs now? Yeah, I can't really tell. We must be back downstairs because we're on ground level again. If you doubted whether this was Young Thug's house or not, doubt no more. If you doubted whether this was Thug's house or not, doubt no more. He has his Barter 6 gold album right there. So if you doubted that this was Thug's house, doubt no more. Is this a basement, y'all? I can't really tell if this has this. People from Atlanta, do y'all have basements there? Oh, snap. Are you saying, Lakita, that this is his current house? I don't want to dox his house. So let me take this off, though. I don't want to dox my man. I'm showing this one because this is a previous house. So, you know, I don't want to dox my man where he lives now. Slime Season 3 gold album. He has another. Oh, okay. So he has a couple of his gold albums here. Slim Life, thank you for gifting a membership. Whoever gets it, please thank Slim Life. Okay, yeah, this is like a basement. This is like so he has a basement. Okay, so y'all Atlanta folks have basements too, huh? Cool. Oh, this is a basement or like a downstairs. 3-car garage. So Tay Toomer got the Slim Life gifted membership. We appreciated it. We appreciate this. Which one was sold on 4/24? This one or the other one? This one. Okay, so if he has well, I guess we could take a look at it. We could take a look. If y'all want to look at other ones, we could do it because at the end of the day, Thug can't live in Atlanta anymore. So we really won't be doxing him, will we? I guess we're not doxing him because he can't live in Atlanta. So any Atlanta area homes can't be his home. Is that right? Do y'all agree with that? Look, I'm sensitive about this stuff, y'all. Okay. But if we use some deductive reasoning, He can't live in Atlanta, so any Atlanta area residences can't be his residence. Is that right? We have basements, of course. That's where the girl made that phone call. Oh, yeah, that's right. Very good. Very good observation. Very good observation. I gotta do a spin move on that one. Okay, who was that said they're not impressed? Who said they weren't impressed? Who said I'm not impressed? I'm not gonna go up and whoever you were, whoever you are, whoever you were, whoever you are, if you're still there, you trying to tell me this is not okay, there you go. Northern Dame, come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Look at this. You telling me this isn't impressive? Like, it might not be your style. It's definitely not my style. I've said that a bunch of times. So would I buy this if I had $2 million? Not unless my wife and my kids loved it and they told me I had to. Just for me, would this be my bachelor pad? Probably not. Just for the style of it. But if you saying that this isn't impressive, this is very nice. This is very nice. I mean, it has a balcony upstairs. It has, I'm not going to get into all this. It's very nice. Okay. So, but is it everybody's style? Of course not. It's not everybody's style. It's not like, oh, if I had that amount of money, I'd be buying it. No. But this is very nice. In fact, it is much more impressive from this angle than it is from this angle. But this is just, you got your outside grilling area. This is nice, y'all. Woo! And they use it too. Look at all that soot. They be out there grilling. All right, y'all. Somebody drop the address for any other of verified Thug properties that we can take a look at. I'm not worried about it because, again, I just remembered he has to move. He's moving. He's out. If it's public knowledge, we don't have to worry about it. So if y'all have somebody drop that again, if somebody has the address, drop it again so we can take a look at it. If I had the money, I would love to own it, just not in Fulton County. Yeah, Fulton is is off. So y'all, what we've done so far is we've been able to take a look at all kinds of property that they've seized from Thug. We've seen jewelry, this huge diamond ring. Is this a wedding ring or what? Is this a wedding ring or what? Because frankly, is there any way this isn't a wedding ring? Is there any way this is not a wedding ring? Particularly when you combine it with this engagement ring. Okay, engagement ring. It's a marriage related piece of jewelry. Okay, it's a marriage related piece of jewelry, right or wrong. All right, I'll take it. Let's take a look at the 3511. All right, it's a marriage related piece of jewelry, right or wrong. Let's see. All right, I'm looking this up, y'all. Oh, this is totally different. This is totally different. Is this it? Y'all give me a yes. Give me a yes in the chat if this is the one that y'all are talking about. This is nothing like the other one. Is this it? Somebody let me know. I don't think Roxbury was his house anymore. The seller used his name. This doesn't have the same vibe at all. Well, so Chadingi is saying, Chadiggy is saying that she does not believe that this was Thug's house. That's his old house. Totally different vibe. I mean, if there's one thing that's similar, is it does seem to be like in a somewhat wooded area. But this does not have bachelor pad at all. This is definitely not bachelor pad. He left that house in 2019. Okay, so this is his old house. Well, we can kind of feel what the vibe is. This does not feel like bachelor pad. It's his. This is definitely like family house to me. Nah, I'm not jamming my boys. I'm not jamming my boys, my blunts, my guns in this one. It comes up on Google as his house. You talking about this one? My boy's not getting jammed up in this one, y'all. My boy's not getting jammed up in this one. This is very nice, though. See, Thug, y'all, you got to remember, Thug is one of 11 brothers and sisters. I think his sister passed away, but there's still a bunch of them. So, you know, you're talking about a lot of people who would probably be coming over, sleeping over. Whoa, inside. Is that an inside pool? Oh, shoot. Whoa. What? Hold up. What? Hold up. What? I'm trying to understand. Can y'all see this? Hold up. Okay. Zillow won't let me make it bigger. Can y'all see this, though? Is this a pool like under the stairwell? Yo, this is tripping me out. There's a pool under the stairwell. Or is that outside? No, this is outside. I can't figure this out. Is this out? Does this have a glass roof right here? I can't figure this out. What is this area here in the middle where all the sunlight is falling? It has a glass roof, it looks like. Yeah, it has a glass roof. Oh, snap. It has a glass. No, this is inside. Or is this attached? A pool house that's attached to the house, maybe. Yo, this is crazy. Yes, I get it's a sunroom, but you couldn't really tell. You can't tell from this angle that you're just about to walk into a sunroom, or are you already in the sun? This must be the sunroom. This whole thing must be a huge sunroom is what it is. But it has 2 levels. Have you ever seen a 2-level sunroom? Yeah. But the thing is, I've never seen a sunroom that looks like this. I've never seen this is like a pool house sunroom. Yeah, this is crazy. This house is wild. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, y'all. So from here, it looks like you can see the sunroom through this window. Okay, so you're in Atlanta. You want a climate controlled pool so you can make use of it all year. You got money so you can afford to just throw heat on it. You're not worried about your heating bill. $2 million house, which, by the way, I think in my area would probably be like 5, but it is what it is. So you're like, yo, just build me a pool house / sunroom. It's like a double up. It's like a double up. It's like a pool house and a sunroom at the same time. And I'll just throw heat on it. If it's winter time and I want to take a dip, we just going to have a $5,000 heater bill, gas bill or whatever y'all use, electric bill, however they're heating it. It was his and Jerica's house. Yo, look at this. Oh my gosh, this is a shower room. This isn't even a shower. This is a shower room. Yeah, so anything in Southern California would be like crazy. Yo, cuz built a whole room for a shower. Y'all know how much of this would be mine? No joke. Y'all think I'm kidding. You think I'm joking. You think I'm playing. But no joke, no kid, no joke. Of this, if I had to share this with my wife, I would probably get like one of these back shelves. This little back shelf, because I would be like, well, I don't want to hang anything in front of the window because I like natural light. So that'd be my mistake. I would get this back shelf, no joke. And she would have everything else. No joke. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I would get this back shelf with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would get 6 shelves worth of space, and everything else would be my wife's. No joke. And I guess this is the area it's in. All right, y'all. Do we have any other properties before we go? Yes, a very nice closet. It will be my wife's closet. Y'all, this is no joke. Like, I have a closet, like in my direction where I'm facing. My walk-in closet's right there. It's not this big, but it's a nice size. I mean, it's a walk-in, and I have like maybe 1/10 of it is for me. Maybe 1/10. 1/10 is mine. Any other addresses before we go, y'all? Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah, this house is something else. My house doesn't have any of this, and I have an apartment. I'm tired of this. All right, y'all. Well, so today we looked at some of Thug's stuff, y'all. A little bit of pocket watching going. I don't think most of this is public knowledge, so I don't think we did anything wrong. He cannot live in the suburbs of Atlanta. No, he cannot. I'll show y'all this. I'm gonna show y'all where he can't live. He cannot live in the suburbs of Atlanta. She said he can't live in Metro Atlanta as per the U.S. Census. Anything that's within this red line, he can't live there. So if there are suburbs outside of this red line, he could live there. Like, he could go to Macon. He could go to Athens. He could go to Rome. But he can't live in this red line, y'all. Within this red and white dotted line, he can't live anywhere. Listen, I'm just taking this from Google, imagining that it lines up with the census, okay? So I didn't do a cross check, so don't take this as like any kind of final word. But I went back and I reviewed, and I'm sure that Judge Whitaker did not say he can't live in Atlanta. She said he can't live in Atlanta metro area as defined by the U.S. Census. She literally put the U.S. Census into it. Matter of fact, I will show you this. I'll show you where she says it because I put the map there. Watch.
-10-1 subsection 2, I'm sorry, A2A. And Mr. Steele and Mr. Adams, in order to keep him on reporting status, there needs to be good cause shown. We all concede that good cause is shown here.
Stipulate.
All right, I appreciate that. Special conditions of your probation.
What good cause? What do you mean?
Can I have a second, Your Honor?
Conditions of your probation. After 48 hours from your release, you are to stay away from the metro Atlanta area, and that's defined by the U.S. Census Bureau. It may change.
You see that? You are to stay away. So basically, he had 2 days to pick up and get out of the metro Atlanta area. That was October 31st. So as of November 2nd, that was his last day. He had November 1st, November 2nd, basically until the evening time, November 2nd, to get out of metro Atlanta. And Kimberly, she even said as per the U.S. Census Bureau. So this is metro Atlanta. This is not Atlanta. She didn't say Atlanta proper. She said Metro Atlanta, which I just typed into Google. Okay, so again, this is not a cross-reference with the census, but we imagine that it's going to line up more or less. So everybody, you're talking about this area or something like this is where Thug cannot be. It's not he can't live here. He can't even be physically present here except for under certain conditions where he has to do charity work and if somebody has a graduation or a funeral and these sorts of things. But other than that, he just can't even be anywhere within this red line. So you're talking about pretty big area where Thug can't be. He can't even get close to Atlanta. For example, y'all might not have known this, but you can measure distance. So you measure distance from Atlanta to, you're talking about from this direction, he can't even get within 78 miles of Atlanta. From this direction, he basically has to stay roughly 50 miles away from Atlanta. He has to stay roughly 50 miles outside of the city. So he's not even getting close. You know what I'm saying? This, like, the closest he could get would be probably like right around here, which is about 36 miles. Other than that, my man is, he can get as close as about 36 miles if he is on this point right here. So yeah, he can't do very much. Here's 34 miles. Okay, there you go. He can get as close as 34 miles if he's right there. Yeah, they're gonna be watching him, and yeah, he'll be better off. So y'all, that's gonna do it for me today. I just wanted to pop in, give y'all a little bit of a fix, seeing as how we're not having court today. I thought this was interesting. I thought this would be interesting information. So please do hit the like button. Hit the like whatever you're doing right now. Stop. Hit the like, please. How many likes do we have? Where's my phone? Whatever you're doing right now, stop and hit the like, please. If you're not a subscriber, do subscribe. Antoinette, you got back right now, but we're wrapping it up. We're finishing it up. Go watch one of our videos, y'all. Whatever video it is, just pop in, hit a like. Show us some love. We have. Go watch one of our videos, y'all. How many likes do we have? 376 likes, y'all. Come on, people. I just liked it. 378. Can we get to 500? Can we get to 500 likes, people? Can we get to 500 likes, people? All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and close this up. I thank everybody. We will be back tomorrow at about probably 8:30, 8:45. And y'all have a good day. See y'all later. Thanks, Miss Lily. Thanks, Amy. Andre, I haven't seen you in a minute, buddy. Hope you're okay. Don't be stingy with the likes, people. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.